Holy smokes. This is crazy. And I'm very happy. I am so happy with my second year of knitting. Like, this is craziness. I want to go through everything that I made for myself, which love this pile, and all the gift knits that I made for friends and family. The biggest thing that I wanted to do last year was knit more for myself, because in my first year of knitting, I knit so much for friends and family and like had nothing to show for myself. So this year, I'm so proud. I'm like so happy. Let's start with the very first thing that I made for myself, which are these super cute lace socks. These are the Mercury socks by, I don't know, Mercury socks by Kim Drotart. I'm like obsessed. These are so freaking cute. I love these socks. I made a bunch of these for my family. I think I made 3 or 4 pairs for my family last Christmas in 2023. And so at the beginning of last year, I wanted to make myself a pair, and I freaking love them. So yay, lace socks. They are also like super comfy in terms of like the cushioning of the heel and the foot. And even though it's fingering weight yarn, they provide like the perfect amount of cushion for my loafers, so I wear them all the freaking time and I love them. I then knit the Sunday cardigan mohair edition by Petite Knit, and you won't see it in the video that I took of like me trying it on or whatever it looks like. But since we're honest here on freaking YouTube, I don't know what happened with the sleeves, because I have like, what? And like genuinely, I knit this up in January and I realized like 2 or 3 weeks ago, what the heck? Did I just forget like 20 rows of one sleeve? Now, I don't, oddly enough, not my biggest complaint about this, because I do just kind of like put it over my elbows and it's fine. My biggest complaint is that I knit this up with Juniper Moon's Harriet Fine Alpaca. That was the fingering weight, and then I held maybe Ito Sensei as the mohair. Mohair with alpaca is very soft, but too drapey. I don't know if you can tell in the video. It's just kind of all over the place, and I don't really know what to do with it. I also don't love the neckline. I gotta show you guys. First of all, oh my god, that's so bad. Whatever. So I wear it like this most of the time, and I can't tell, but now I feel like it's, we don't talk about that. So this neckline is flattering, but it kind of drives me crazy because it's constantly like, it's just going places and I don't want it to be moving. It's also a boat neckline-ish, I think. I would consider this to be a boat neckline. And it doesn't have like a clasp here. I might add one, but it's just, it's not unflattering, but it is annoying. So I didn't get that much wear out of it. Also, this kind of led to my, not dislike, but definitely like slight aversion to mohair in as many things as I kind of thought I would want. Like, I think I would wear this way more if, well, A, it had a better neckline. And by better, I just mean kind of like a snugger fit. I prefer a more rounded neckline. And also if it wasn't knit with mohair, and so by proxy got on everything that I wear it with. So that's my Sunday cardigan. The pattern was easy. I actually thought that the yoke would be way harder, but it wasn't. This is a yarn combination that does unfortunately pill a whole lot, so that's not ideal, but it's fine. It is gray, which is another thing that I don't really love about it. I kind of feel like, I don't know. I have a couple of neutrals, but gray's just a bit drab. Like, I'm not obsessed with the color, not really obsessed with the cardigan in general, but that's her. We don't need to talk about her anymore. Okay, so after that flop moment, I made my like most worn freaking sweater. This is my Ozetta Winter's Pullover, I believe it's called. And I live, breathe, and die for a freaking turtleneck. I love it. I feel like they're perfect, especially since I haven't knit myself any scarves yet. This is like an absolute delight. And yes, the sleeves are a tad long, so I do wear it cuffed. I have worn it a couple times since I realized that the length of the sleeves was bothering me, and I realized I don't mind. I actually kind of love how they look when they're cuffed. I feel like it's still got a nice clean edge, so that's lovely. I think that the 2x2 hem is so chic, and also this color is everything. I love pink. That's it. I just love pink. Pink is a great color, and I think this is so freaking gorgeous, and I freaking love her. And I thought the pattern was so fun, especially like the neck shaping, I think is beautiful both in the front and in the back to kind of give this drop shoulder a really like drapey, elegant, gorgeous, stunning, chic, beautiful effect. And I love her. She's cute. So happy I have that. Yay! I then knit up my first edition of simple freaking ribbed socks for myself. This is the second edition. The first edition I had knit up on size US 1 needles, which I think is what most sock knitters probably use, but I always size down on needles because I'm a loose knitter. And I don't know why I did that in the beginning of last year. Don't know why I thought that was a good idea, but that did not work out. I ended up having to frog and re-knit those. So not great. I then made, this is such, I don't know if you guys like have moments like this, but this is a really weird knit because I then knit my friend a cupcake. I hopefully have a picture of the cupcake. I think I have a really dark, like not well lit image of this cupcake, and I know that it was like a super last minute gift because I was in Montana at the time visiting Colorado before we had moved back, and it was like 2 days before her birthday, and I realized I didn't get her anything, so I knit her up a cupcake. It was fine. I don't know. I think it was okay. It was a very okay. If you are considering knitting that cupcake, unless you're genuinely like obsessed, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not like super fun to knit, and yeah, like I remember having to knit the actual like bottom part of the cupcake and thinking like, why am I knitting this? Because I'm going to be knitting that like wrapping around the cupcake. So why do I need all of this yarn? You know, not worth. I feel like little trinkets like that are probably left best for crocheting, unless it's a frog, because frogs are the greatest. I then made my very first pair of mittens. Guys, I don't know how these mittens are pronounced, but look at how beautiful. I don't know if I'm showing you the pretty one. I love them. I love them so much. They are the Olay or Ula mittens by Suzanne Mueller, and I think this pattern is so gorgeous. I feel like maybe they're a bit long I'm not really sure. I'm not much of like a mittens person, but my hands get cold in the winter time. I would never, they're actually like not loose. There's like my fingers are right there, but I just don't think I'm much of a mittens person, you know, like not really. I kind of want to get some very thin like liner gloves and then put these on because they are very warm. So that part is nice, but not super functional. The yarn though and the pattern is like beyond freaking gorgeous. The yarn is a hand-dyed yarn mixed with a mohair, and as beautiful as that is, I'm like 100% never knitting a mohair blend mitten again because I touch my face all the freaking time. There's always fuzz all over my face and nose whenever I'm wearing those mittens. So not the most practical, but super cute nevertheless. I then knit up my very first beanie. It's the Weekend Hat by Petite Knit, and it's a perfect hat. It's folded double, so you're getting like 3 layers of this beautiful knit on your head, and it is nice and warm and snug. And I'm currently working on a second weekend hat for myself while I'm teaching one of my friends how to knit, and it's super cute, super easy. I feel like it's beginner friendly-ish. I didn't really consider that we have like the beautiful decreases at the head along with the kind of like slip rows here to make the folds nice and clean. So it's a little bit of a challenge, but I don't know. I believe in my friend, so I feel like she can do it. And yeah, I love this hat. I love this freaking yarn. The yarn that I'm using right now for my weekend hat is a blue hand-dyed yarn, but there's just something about a yellow beanie. Like I just want more yellow beanies. I love it. It's super cute. After that, I was on an Ozetta kick. This is my air tee. I think that it is very okay. I'm finding it difficult to figure out like what weather to wear it in because it is, although it is a fingering weight yarn, it is 100% wool. It's hand-dyed wool, which is neat, but I did get some like weird striping kind of. I don't know if you guys can see it like in the body where it's a bit lighter at parts, like right here. I don't love that, but it's kind of the nature of something that's hand-dyed, so I don't mind. The biggest thing about it is this back panel. I hope this isn't too wrinkly, but this back panel is like the reason I wanted to knit it up. Now, I did take a look at the pattern because I was like, why is this so freaking tight? Because it is fitted and it's not meant to be. Like in the pictures, it's an oversized tee. And I realized that I knit this one size down. I don't know if I did that because I didn't want to buy more yarn. I don't recall if that was an intentional decision. If it was, that was silly because this definitely needed to be one size up. If not two. Like this is very snug, and I did not enjoy the pattern. A lot of people say like, oh, if you want a complicated tee pattern, this is great. I just don't feel like it's worth it. I kind of would just rather knit up a very simple tee. But if that sounds like something you'd like, Air Tee by Ozetta, just a heads up, if you hate weaving in ends, you're gonna have like a billion ends to weave in after you're done doing this back panel. Now it is really pretty because the back panel kind of goes into the sleeve in the back though, like it's beautiful, but I'm never seeing it. So I'm kind of like, why was this the one I chose? I definitely want to knit more t-shirts this year and would for sure use a cotton wool blend and make sure that it's actually oversized, because I don't wear fitted t-shirts, so I just genuinely never know when to wear this, because it's pretty warm, but not warm enough for like, it has to be a very specific temperature, and I haven't figured out what the heck that temperature is yet. So I knit the Petal Drop Camisole by Florence, and it's okay. This is a cotton silk blend, and I could not figure out gauge at freaking all with this. I knit 2 different gauge swatches. I sized down 1 needle size and then 2 needle sizes just to figure it out. And I think I ended up sizing down 2 needle sizes because I could not sort out how the heck to make this work. I didn't love working with cotton silk, but I'm not going to fully give up on cotton blended yarns just yet, because although I didn't love working with this, I wore this so many times because it's just nice and airy and breezy, beautiful, and easy tank that kind of just goes with everything. I also don't mind this color, but this color doesn't like super excite me. I think it's fine. It's okay. I wear it enough so I feel like it was worth it. But yeah, the construction, gorgeous. The waist shaping, beautiful. But I think that if I was to knit it up again in a wool blend that had some memory and it would look more fitted, that could be cute, but I love it, so yay. I knit my friend a champagne cardigan. I only have 1 picture of it. I think maybe she wears it. I hope she wears it. But she was looking after my plants for like 3 to 6 months. I don't remember how long I was in Montana. It's all kind of a blur, but she was looking after them for a while. I was staying at her place for a while, so I wanted to say thank you in the way of a cardigan, and I thought it turned out gorgeous. I love the buttons that I used for it, and yeah, it was a mohair blend, and I very vividly recall while knitting it, and as soon as I was done, like, I know I'm gonna knit myself this cardigan and it 100% will not have mohair, because that was kind of around the time I was getting burnt out on mohair and just kind of having enough of it. So yeah, it turned out beautiful, fits her perfectly, love the length on that one, and yeah, it's an easy cardigan, easy pattern to follow by petite knit. Then this was for some reason like a summer gift knit season. I knit my friend a frog. All the frog photos, I freaking love that guy. He's so cute. I wish that I enjoyed knitting the frogs more. I did knit a couple more frogs afterwards, but like, they're fine. They're fine. They're kind of annoying to knit. They take a while. I did time myself on like how long it took to knit this guy up because I am working on knitting my mom a frog for her birthday, and this guy took like, I don't know, an hour for the body, so like arms not included. Also, look at all those freaking ends to weave in. But then again, they're freaking adorable, so I kind of feel like they're worth it for a gift. I have to make myself one because I do want a frog because they are really freaking adorable. But I don't know, I just never feel like it's worth the time, but maybe it is, who knows. They're very cute. I think he turned out perfectly. I was very pleased with my first attempt at the little frog. The pattern is by Dot Pebbles or Claire Garden. Yeah, Dot Pebbles, I think. So great guy. The sweater was also a Dot Pebbles sweater pattern, I believe, and then he made the overalls pattern, which I love so much. They're so freaking adorable. They're just cute. I love the frog. Also, having a knitting companion in the form of a little knit frog is really cute. I loved our little coffee dates before I had to give him up as a gift, so I'd like to knit myself one because that would be really cute. After the frog, I knit my granny the Lana vest by Irene Lynn, and I modified it to be a front closure instead of a pullover. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. I loved the pattern. I loved the cabling on the side that then goes into a split hem. I mean, that's beautiful. That is gorgeous. It's so pretty. I love it. I do wish that I had knit her a maybe DK weight cardigan, but in terms of like things that she likes, she very much likes an intricate cable vest, and that's what she wanted, and that was kind of the one that we both agreed on. And for what it's beautiful, but although it's beautiful, she hasn't worn it yet because she's in Southern California, but hopefully she wears it at some point. She did like it, so I suppose that is something. Oh, and then I made a sock for my brother. The most basic of all socks, but he wears it, so that's cool. I reknit my ripped socks for myself with my wonky freaking heels, my thick and thin heels, for I don't know why. I don't know, but it did put me in a sock rut, which I'm fine with because this was frustrating. And knitting with unwound yarn was really annoying because when you unwind yarn, it's all like curly and not fun. I know that there are ways to kind of get yarn back to its original shape after unwinding. Wish I had done that, but I also kind of figured like, oh, they're just socks, it doesn't really matter, and I guess it doesn't, but it was annoying. But I do love this yarn by local hand dyer Salty Blonde Fiber. I love her work, so fun, so cute. I have socks. The heel is like a 1/4 of an inch too tall to wear with my shoes, so they are home socks, and that's fine. That's fine. I then finally knit myself my very own champagne cardigan, and it's so cute. It's so comfy. I think that it's a perfect staple. This kind of, it didn't like bum me out, but it was like, you know, when sad beige is like sad beige, that's how I feel about this cardigan sometimes. And that's not great, but it is nice to have a neutral, but I'm like, okay, cool, I have a neutral, now let's like never do that again. Because this was not a fun color to work with, if I'm being honest. I do love the wooden buttons that I used. Don't know if you guys can see them, but they are super cute. I think they're fun. They're lovely. I did have to reattach 2 of the 2 top buttons because my sister's dachshund ate the buttons. She ate them. So I came home with no buttons and had to reattach. Thankfully, had plenty of them. I feel like the cardigan itself, in terms of pattern, is lovely. I do adore a double knit button band that goes into kind of like the neckline. It's very clean. It's very pretty. I like the hem. I would make it longer for sure if I was to knit it again, but I don't mind the length. It's fine. It's a cardigan. I really needed a cardigan. I will say, so compared to the mohair cardigan that I knit, the Sunday cardigan, this fit is like exactly what I want for like a cardigan. One that comes up higher on my neck and isn't like falling when I wear it, you know? Like I can wear this unbuttoned comfortably and not worry about it. So is it the Sunday cardigan pattern? Is it the yarn I picked? I don't know. And I know that I could put a little tie on it, but I'm not like obsessed with that cardigan, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. Whether or not I'll keep it, I don't know. But I do know that I love this cut for a cardigan, and yeah, I love this guy. You guys, this is so freaking cool. I knit the Carol sweater by Irene Lynn, and this I would probably also change the yarn of because it's boxy. I think it would be nice if I used maybe a sport weight instead of a DK weight, because this is heavy, and also potentially fully cotton or linen or no wool, because this is heavy and warm. It is quite warm. I used a cotton wool blend, but because it's DK, it's still warm. I used intarsia for the first time for this gorgeous polo neckline and collar, and I am so freaking happy that I knit stripes last year because I freaking love stripes. And although the yarn is like heavy and warm, I feel like there are still plenty of times where I could wear this out. Like on a chilly day, if it's 30-ish degrees Fahrenheit outside, I think I could get away with just wearing this, and I'm okay because it does genuinely keep me quite warm. So yeah, I love this guy. Maybe 40 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe 30 is pushing it. But either way, I find many uses for this and I love it so much. I think it's gorgeous. I do love a tee that like ends right before your elbows, so that's fun. Okay, after the Carol sweater, we kind of went back into gift knits because a lot was going on. My sister was getting married. That's it. My sister was getting married. So I knit her up a wedding bolero. It turned out super cute in photos, and I'm happy that I was able to make something for her special day. It was a pattern that I made up, which was really stressful, and I don't recommend doing that. I knit a straight panel down the back and then picked up or joined in the round and knit sleeves. And I think that had it been more stitches that I cast on originally, like maybe even double, it would have been perfect. As it stands, it was okay. I'm not too upset with it. It was the first time that I knit with just a lace weight yarn, so that was kind of daunting as well. It was nice and fine. If I had to do it over again, or if I could do it over again, I would use a pattern so I wouldn't have been so stressed. But all things considered, it turned out very cute, so I'm not upset about it. After that, I made a bunch of knit pumpkins, like a bunch. I made 23, maybe 24 knit pumpkins, and they are so easy and so fun to make. And I love that I could just use up a bunch of little scrap pieces of yarn that I had, and that was so great. I want to this year do something similar with gift knits where I'm able to kind of gift projects that require no extra yarn to be bought, and I can work with scrap yarn, stash yarn that I have. It was so fun to make, hence the 23 pumpkins. I made it for a Friendsgiving that my girlfriends were hosting, and that was all wonderful. But then leading up to it, anytime I saw another friend, if I had an extra pumpkin on me, I was like, here you go. So I ended up having to like keep making more and more pumpkins. And then the day before Friendsgiving, I found out that there was an extra girl going, and I like freaked out and made like 3 more pumpkins. And they are super fun. You just kind of like, I'll attach the video. There was just a YouTube video that I watched for it. I like that you purl for the sections that kind of like you separate the pumpkin into. I don't know. It was super easy. And yeah. I also liked I like that pattern a lot because I don't love the pumpkins that have a hand knit or a crocheted twig. I just, I didn't say local sourced. I just went outside and picked some twigs up for my pumpkins, and that was super easy to kind of like finish them up and make them look like really cute gourds. So love them, love those. It's been so nice seeing them still up in my friend's house. Like, we're in the new year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's has coming on, and my friends still have them up in their house, which is so sweet, so nice. So hopefully I have pictures of those. And yeah, I made a bunch of pumpkins, which is crazy, but really fun. I liked it. After that, keeping up with gift knits. I knit these 2 little frogs for my friends, and they are freaking adorable. Now, I haven't had the chance to knit their little outfits. I will be seeing them today, so maybe I'll bring them just to be like, oh my god, look at your frogs. You can't have them just yet, but like, they exist. And yeah, maybe I'll work on their outfits today, but I think this is so cute as a gift. Obviously, people freaking love them, but like 2 frogs they're a couple, so like as an individual and also as a couple's gift, it feels very cute. Yeah, they're okay to put together. It's not the worst thing ever, but I just wish that I enjoyed knitting up the frogs more because they are really, really cute. Like, they have really cute faces. So, frogs. After the frogs, I knit up this tank. It's the 9 p.m. tank by Tiff Knits or Tiffany Tie, and I love it so much. I first knit it in a really ugly, in this color. I first knit it in this color, which is very, very close to my skin tone, so not ideal. And the reason I knit it was I had the yarn on hand while I was visiting my sister, so like right after I finished the bolero, I really just needed to cast something on, and I was planning on knitting up a sweater. So I knit up I've been so good about swatches this year, I'm so proud. I knit this swatch up and I felt like it was just too warm for my skin tone, so I got a different fingering weight yarn and I felt like that was better. Now these look pretty similar, but I'm so happy I went with this one because it looks different enough to me. I feel like they're different. I hope. Please tell me that you see the difference. But this is more of like a cool toned pink as a base with a hand-dyed suri as the back, and this was this as the base with the hand-dyed suri, and I just did not love it. So I decided to knit myself the tank. I was really interested in the construction of it because it's very much like made to measure, super cool. The bust darts are awesome. The decreases are so clean, and yeah, I definitely want to make more. I'm so happy that I dyed this a different color. I used Ritz dye and definitely like overkill in terms of the amount of dye that I used, but it turned out cute, so I love it. I just had to like ultra rinse it in warm water to kind of get this color, because for a while it was just like looked black and that wasn't what I was going for. But love this, so happy with it. It is Cascade Heritage, which is just a fingering weight wool, and I feel like for tanks just 100% wool is not that bad, because I think because nothing is like under my arms or like sleeves, it doesn't feel that warm. So I love it. I wear it a bunch. It's great. Wear it a bunch-ish because I did kind of finish it recently, but yeah. My last finished object of the year was the Keep It Warm sweater by Yeonhwa Lee. Holy smokes, this thing is so beautiful. And it is the first cable knit for me. I knit the Lana vest earlier last year for my grandma. The year prior, in my first year of knitting, I knit the Moby sweater for my partner, and that was fine, but I really needed a cable knit for myself, and I'm so happy that this is my first one. It is so gorgeous. I know that I swore off Surrey, but I feel like this, I swore off mohair, but you know, similar-ish. I am obsessed. I feel like for something that's as special as this sweater, a mohair or a Surrey is very much appropriate. I love it. I've got like a vision of me wearing this with a floral dress underneath, and that's all wonderful, but I do need to get some tights to go under that because I don't know in what world I'm wearing like a summer dress under this sweater, but maybe. It took a while to finish because I ran out of the hand-dyed yarn, and the owner of Little Squirrel Yarn, who made the Surrey for this, was amazing. Literally the day after Christmas, because I knew I wanted to finish this, I ran out of yarn like 2 rows before the ribbing of the second sleeve, and I tried to sub it with a different mohair that I had, and it just was not. It was such a clear difference. And the day after Christmas, I drove about an hour to pick this up, and I freaking am so happy that I did that, and I love it. I think that a hand-dyed Surrey is so amazing. I kind of want that to be like what I purchase from local hand dyers because it just feels so special and beautiful. And yeah, I love it. This was like the perfect way to end the year, I think. I did write that I finished another frog, but let's be real, he's not done. He's not done. That's all I have for you guys today, and I'd love to know what your favorite projects of last year were. If you knit any of the same things that I knit ever, that'd be cool to know. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a lovely day. Bye. Goodbye.